Welcome back to the Prof G and Shively podcast, Next Play podcast. It's episode 4. We're getting through these. These are like coming one right after another. Been kind of cool.
Yeah, it's been great.
We're getting some good listening too, according to what I'm seeing. So hopefully more of you are picking it up, but hopefully this is helpful for people.
Yeah, if you need help falling asleep, we're there for you.
You do have that soothing voice.
I do. I try.
Yeah. Must be the counseling background.
Must be.
Yeah.
Bring that soothe, that calm.
Bring in the bass. Talk like this.
That's you.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that radio station, the jazz station? It was 95.5 here in the Valley, and it was KYOT, smooth jazz.
Oh yeah, totally.
That was sleeping music. Anyway, we digress. But yeah, welcome back. We have a lot to talk about in terms of results over the last week.
We do.
Some good, some not great.
Yeah.
And then we got a lot coming up. So let's start just with women's soccer. We'll start there. Had a game last week against Ottawa. Oh, sorry, I just blanked. We've been looking at lots of results, so I'm like trying to remember who was who.
Over in the West Valley.
Yep, in West Valley, our crosstown rival. So unfortunately lost that game, but only lost 1-0.
Lost 1-0. Looking at kind of the box score and reading the write-up from Ottawa's their website, it looked like the goal happened late in the first half. It was a historic goal for Ottawa as their 400th program goal. Good for them. And then, but the defense held for the remainder, the entire second half nothing. They gave up, I think, 10 shots on goal.
Yeah, I think the stat that got me when you were sharing it was it 16 corner kicks to none?
Yeah, 15 or 16 corner kicks to 0.
So we spent a lot of time on the wrong end of the field.
Yes, it sounds like Ottawa had possession most of the game.
But our defense and our goal kept up, because if we only lost 1-0 and we were down there in most of the game, that's a good sign.
The back line was stalwart, which is good. And just, it's getting some offense, getting some ball control will be the goal for the ladies as they go forward. It's definitely tough when you don't have the ball to do much with it. So.
Absolutely. They're traveling today, heading up to Embry-Riddle, I think.
All right.
This is the day before we launched the podcast, so we don't have the ability to prognosticate that result yet. Let's not call it. Remember, we're learning the announcer jinx.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't call anything. I'm calling a good game. Let's put it that way.
I want to see a goal. For Justice. Let's get something in the stat line there.
Yeah, absolutely. So they do that, and then men's soccer last week also played Ottawa. They also played Paradise Valley, but I think we talked about that on the last one.
Yeah.
But Ottawa again Friday night, same result.
1-0, like the exact same situation, but. Yeah. I didn't see a ton on the details of that one, but yeah, same deal. I know that's like heartbreaker when you're only 1 goal away from victory like that, but in the same breath, if you're at a 1-0 game, sometimes it doesn't feel like a 1-0 game. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like, it's pretty clear who had control of the game, even though there's only 1 goal.
Right.
And so I don't know if that was the story necessarily in this one, but definitely something, again, getting some goals would be a good goal for our guys as well. We've had Yahir's been definitely the leading scorer so far this year. He had a streak, I think three games or so in a row with a goal, and I know he had two games in a row.
Yep, we were at one of those games out on East Valley. So that was, Yahir's been having a monster season on the offensive end. But yeah, we need to kind of spread the wealth a little bit, right, and get some more goals out there. Crosstown rivals, and we do want to mention Ottawa as well as an NAIA program, and so they are one conference ahead of us in terms of that. So not that we make excuses, but it is good when you can go against a bigger program, a more established program, and have a 1-0 finish. It's still a loss in the L column, but it's growth.
You can grow on it, and I will add the goal happened in the 4th minute, so they came out fast on them and scored that goal while they were maybe getting situated. The fouls looked very equal. Ottawa had 13, Justice had 11. Corner kicks, again, Ottawa dominated 16-3 on those, and Justice had 8 saves to Ottawa's 5. So there were 5 shots on goal at least for Justice in that match.
And only 8 for Ottawa, which means
our
defense was holding. I mean, that's pretty even, 8-5.
Again, another good defensive show. Total shots, 8, 5 on goal. Ottawa 19, 9 on goal.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so a little lopsided on the possession there, but at the same time, again, the story of last week seems to be defense for the soccer programs.
When you have a shot on goal but a save isn't credited, does that mean it hit the post?
Or it went like wide or over the top.
At some point, they wouldn't call it a shot on goal if it's not close. So I don't know.
Well, I think
shot, but not a shot on goal.
Yeah, I wonder if the shot is like I said, if it goes way right or left or way up over the top, still considered a shot, but nowhere near the goal.
Not sure.
Not sure.
Well, I guess if it hits the
we'll
post,
have to learn that.
You can't give the goalie the save for that. The post did the work. So
you have the inside. You're our campus insider here, Matt. You've got some inside contacts. Maybe you could research that with some of your guys. You have the inside.
Yeah,
contact
I'll see
with.
If some of my soccer guys can get me.
You're like the John Gambadoro of.
Yeah,
the Shively.
I'll work the phone. I'll work the phone here.
Yeah, you got to start talking like this though.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it.
I can't do it.
No, okay.
Can't do it.
Men's soccer on the road again this week out at Arizona Christian. That's the day of this podcast launching, and they'll be tonight. So if you're not doing anything tonight, get out to Arizona Christian. It's the west side, but it's not Ottawa West. It's like Central West, Arizona Christian. So get out there if you can get over there and support your Lions. There's no home games, so no excuse.
All right.
No classes on Friday. So get out there Thursday, have a great night, and come back and sleep.
There you go. Sounds like a plan.
Isn't that what college students do? I remember that's all I did in college was
sleep,
go out and then sleep during the days.
Play video games.
When I didn't have class, it was all sleep.
In my dorm room. Like that's about it.
Yeah, I once had somebody tell me men's dorm rooms in college smell like feet and cheese. It's dirty socks and pizza boxes.
There's fewer grosser places in the world, really.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, girls are never messy at all. It's just
I'm sure that's not actually true. I've met some of our girls here. I have a feeling their room would make us little feel like we'd take that back.
Yeah, I mean, the defense for soccer last week was definitely a bright spot. But let's jump into the bright spot on the women's volleyball side. Pulled out their first match win last Thursday night. That was pretty cool. We were there to call it. And what did you think of that game?
It was great. I mean, they got out to an early. They won the first set and then got into a hole, losing the next two. Mm-hmm. But they didn't lose their cool. They stayed collected. We were worried about just the size as far as the number of players and bodies that Ottawa brought. Mm-hmm. That it would be a war of attrition and the girls would wear down. But fourth set was really probably the best set of the night all the way around as far as even goes. And crowd performance even. Yes. That was a loud set. Yes. And then the fifth set, Justice took the fourth, and then they also took the fifth. After losing 2 and 3. Yeah, they lost the middle two. Yeah. And so that's hard to do. It's hard when you lose a couple in a row. It's hard to bounce back. And so I thought that was a victory in a number of ways. Like, obviously, it was their first real victory, which just seeing that you won adds some momentum. And then also how they won, that they didn't give up, they fought back. Mm-hmm. And they even had, Maddie was out and they still have some bruises and some things they're working through. And say some prayers for Maddie. That's concussion number 6, according to the coach. Oh, no. She's a little prone to those. So Maddie, you like to throw your body around, but take care of yourself too, right? That's right. So that's right. Yeah, so that was fun to watch last week. We talked to Malayla Chegg after the game about how do you lose 2 in a row and then come back and take 2 of your own, and this is what she had to say.
Honestly, we just kind of talked to each other. We asked why, what's going on, what's wrong, and we know that we can play together. We know we have good chemistry, and we brought out our chemistry, and it just helped us bring us all back together. We were playing as one, and then at the end, we started playing as a whole again. So yeah, team unity seems to be the message for her. That they just kind of came together and played as one, and were able to pull it out. And she got a little banged up in that game. She wound up missing that press. We saw her getting some treatment, but we were like, oh, she's just a little sore. But then you found out afterward that she's a little hurt. I'm sure she'll be back, but she's a little sore, and obviously Maddie's still working back. So they're a little short-handed right now. Yep. But again, we'll see how it goes when they take the trip west here. Yep. Speaking of shorthanded, they did go up to Prescott Friday for the Yavapai Invitational Tournament. Didn't go well in terms of wins. Again, it was a 3-0 loss to Southern Nevada. And did we get the set count? I don't know, on Copper. Was it Copper Ridge? No, I didn't see. I think they lost both matches for sure. I don't know if it was Copper Mountain. I apologize. From California. The Fighting Cacti. Wow. That's fierce. They could take on the Scottsdale Community College Fighting Artichokes.
I'd watch that. I'd pay for popcorn.
I don't know about popcorn. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would not pay to watch it.
No.
But maybe for concessions.
But I would pay for concessions.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't go well on Friday, but again, missing Maddie, missing Malela, and actually Alyssa Parr wasn't on the trip
wasn't
either,
able to make the trip on Friday, so that's a lot of firepower missing.
Yep. 2 of your outside hitters right there are out, and one of your liberos. So, so that didn't go well, but they're back, and they're actually on the road again tomorrow morning, heading out to California for a couple matches against West Coast Baptist, which is an intra-conference rival. We don't play a lot of those in volleyball because our conference is not as sizable in volleyball. But West Coast is part of our Southwest States Conference. And then they play Westcliff, a rematch after losing here at home. They're back out there. Westcliff only 1-5 on the season. So I'm hoping, after they get a little momentum against West Coast Baptist would be great. And then go into that game with heads held high and maybe come back and do something different.
Right. And they, I want to see, they got a set in that one when they were out here at Westcliff. And Westcliff got a little cocky at the end of that. And so maybe they won't be taken just as seriously, and Justice can return the favor.
Bulletin board material,
Bulletin board material.
Yes.
They like to use our name.
You don't like them to be on your home court getting swagger,
Yeah, true.
That's not good.
True. So we'll see how it goes. They have a couple tall ladies there that were doing a lot of the damage when they were out here.
Yep.
And then we'll see how they can handle the other squad at West Coast.
So Thursday, Friday, I believe Saturday, they're playing. Yeah, so 2 against West Coast and then 1 against Westcliff. And then they'll be back. So we'll see how those goes. How those go. Can't talk today, Matt.
Right.
They'll have another home match though on Tuesday night, which is against. I'm gonna have to look again. Again, all these teams we've been looking at, and I can't keep them all straight in my mind. Mesa Community College. Sorry about that. Right. On the 16th, followed on the 22nd by Chandler Gilbert Community College. So a couple very close town rivals here. See how those go.
What is important on those matches, I imagine some of the ladies on those teams may have gone to high school with some of our ladies, right?
Or played club.
Or club. Like there's a familiarity, even though they're technically community college. We're in CCAA. They're different leagues, but there's familiarity, just volleyball in the Valley. There's some crossover there. So there could be some grudge match type things for some of these ladies to see some familiar foes.
Absolutely. So Lions Loyal get out there on the 16th here at home and cheer on your ladies to hopefully another match win. So lots of good stuff with the sports going on. Coming up on fall ball with baseball as well, and then basketball will be here before you know it. So
yeah, the guys were telling me, the baseball guys were telling me they went over to a facility last week, and Coach Zach and the other his coaching staff was taking stats on a lot of things. So their velocity for the pitchers, exit velocity for the hitters, things
like that.
Like
a competition, so he can kind of stack the roster order and the depth chart and that kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of showing them, hey, this is where you're starting. Starting off, and so lighting a fire under them a little bit to improve their different stats and stuff like that. So it sounds like the guys told me it sounded like a fun experience for them.
I saw a little video clip on the Justice Baseball Instagram, and I saw an 88 on the ticker on one of the pitchers. So
somebody told me yesterday that somebody hit 91 or 92. So,
okay.
On
not bad for a smaller school, especially. I mean, you see that in some of the big schools,
Right.
But yeah, that's 88 to. I could probably hit a 30-mile-an-hour ball. I don't know about that, but
yeah. If it's on a tee, got it.
Slow pitch. You play some slow pitch softball, Matt. Come on.
Oh yeah.
You're the king of the field out there. I think a couple times a year, aren't you?
I tell you, it's fun to get out there.
Yep. So this podcast is about sports and their results and all those things, but it's also about leadership and sportsmanship and just growth, personal growth for athletes, and being a student athlete, not an athlete student, as you've talked about.
Right.
So a couple things in the news this past week that kind of contribute to what we're trying to accomplish here.
Right.
The Philly Karen, as they're calling her.
The Philly Karen.
The Philly Karen who took the ball from the dad who got it for the kid. And then what was the other one? Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles
player that spit on Dak Prescott, and he
he got ejected.
Yeah, his fine just got dropped today and stuff. They're counting that whole game he missed as his 1-game suspension, so he doesn't have to miss additional time. But
some say Dak might have started that one a little bit, but definitely spit right on him for sure.
Right, and I think that sportsmanship is really integrity and just composure. It really the fruits of the spirit, if we're being honest. Self-control. Sports are a great outlet, a great physical outlet, emotional outlet, de-stressor, all these things. But it also can raise our aggression. It can raise our adrenaline to the point of us losing our cool. Maybe if we struggle with anger, like I do, it helps us calm our anger until it doesn't. And now it's fueling our anger. And so playing with that kind of self-control is important. But also when you're watching sports, sometimes the fans get more worked up than the actual athletes.
Yeah, for sure. There was another one I'm thinking about now with Lamar Jackson this week. With,
the kid that shoved Lamar.
He shoved DeAndre Hopkins, and then Lamar shoved him back.
Yeah, he did both of them.
Oh, did he?
Just
he pushed DeAndre. Maybe he kind of tapped.
He did the
Lamar,
same thing to both, but Hopkins just kept going. And
Buffalo fans did not like Baltimore celebrating right in front of their stands, and that guy reached over and made a bad decision. But both reacted poorly. The fans shouldn't have shoved the players, and Lamar, again, self-control.
Well, and there's consequences for our actions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these fans we're talking about are probably never going to be allowed to go.
Well, they already banned the guy from Buffalo.
Yeah, at least that stadium. Yeah. And so for what?
No, all NFL stadiums.
Yeah, forever.
Yep.
Is that how it works?
Lifetime ban.
Lifetime ban. So it's like, was that worth it? Was that worth touching him and taunting him? No, of course. And so again, I
get the mindset because they're coming up and celebrating in front of you on your home field, and you're like, get out of here, but you don't actually make contact. You might, I'll get out of here, but that's right.
So where's the line though?
Right.
And that's a question we all have to ask ourselves. Where's the line of that's not appropriate? This is in fun, and now it's not anymore, and it's just aggressive. It's mean. It's poor taste, poor spirited. And not a representation of Christ.
Right.
And so that's something that we have to ask ourselves.
Pretty much all the fruits of the Spirit.
All the fruits of the Spirit.
You may not show a lot of love on the field, but you definitely have joy. You need to have patience. You need to be kind. You need to be good.
You can
self-control.
You can be gentle but assertive. Like you can, it's gentle. Yes, it's a violent sport, but there's a gentleness of like how you treat your teammates, how you treat your opponent.
How you treat the opponent doesn't mean you can't be physical.
Right.
Because that's the sport. Yeah, for sure. It's Yeah, it's crazy, and I think things have changed in the landscape. I'm not going to get too much on my soapbox right now, but anytime there's money involved in anything, sometimes you see a lot of that. So you say, oh, this is just for fun.
Right.
For a lot of people, it's not for fun because they put money down on it, or the player's trying to get their contract, or even in college sports with NIL and different things like that. Not so much at the smaller schools like Justice, but you see a lot of that because people are like, this is my chance, this is my shot, and I'm not going to let anybody get in the way of it, or if somebody does, I'm going to react poorly. I'm off my soapbox now, but I think anytime money's involved, it exacerbates an already tense situation too.
Well, and anything that adds to that tension and stress can definitely add to, that aggression.
Yep.
And so, I mean, it's oftentimes like, in sports, you have who you play for on your chest.
Yep.
And you have your name on your back. We don't have names on backs here, from what I can tell in most of the sports.
Nope, but it does say Justice on the front.
But that's who you play for. But beyond that, what's Justice representing? That lion is representing the Lion of Judah. Yep. That's Jesus. That's who you're playing for. And so keeping that in perspective. And so when you're a fan, these are student athletes. Mm-hmm. So if you're talking trash, you're getting to a personal level with an opponent.
Yeah.
That's not appropriate.
Yep.
They're a child of God.
I was talking to my students this week, and I've got a few of athletes in my class. I, again, won't name names, but I was like, yeah, you guys are great for coming out and heckling and stuff. Just always be respectful. And we are Prof G. I'm like, I'm not saying you're not. I'm just reinforcing the message of, you're representing Christ not only as an athlete, but as a student here.
Right.
You don't want the other team going back and being like, man, that Christian university was awful. Their fans were horrible and talking all this trash and everything. So, yeah, just keeping it fun, like you said, and nothing wrong with a little playful rivalry. And even trying to get in your opponent's head, but no personal attacks.
No, and again, like the name on your front is who you play for, and then the name on your back is typically in sports your last name, which is your family name. You're playing for your family too. You're representing what your family is about, and I think I don't know. I take that kind of thing seriously because I know I struggle with it. And when I play sports, I can sometimes get a little hot-headed.
or watch sports for that
or
matter.
even watch sports getting hot-headed. Yes. And so, I was telling my wife last night, getting to call these games with you, it's actually made me a better sports observer, because I know we definitely root for justice, but we are calling the game. We are telling a story of what's happening, and somehow that's making me more calm when I'm watching sports later at home. So that's a good thing.
Putting a microphone in front of my face a few years ago, only one time since I've been on the mic have I had a problem, and it's because you can't just yell out, when you're on the mic, whether it's public address or whether it's broadcast. You can't be that fan that's just jumping, oh, come on. You can't do those things. One time, though, last year, I will admit, and I told my students this week, too, the ref made a call on the basketball court that I thought was a bad one, and as he walked up, I was like, that was a horrible call, and he teed up the team because I spoke out. So fans and or broadcasters, you can get your team in trouble, too, by the way you act. So.
Well, and to those athletes who have gotten technicals, they have gotten red cards for losing their cool, there's also grace. Mm-hmm. And learn from it. Yeah. Just grow from it. Learn from that mistake and live differently on the other side.
Yeah. So there's a little tip for maybe take a moment if you're an athlete before your next match or your next game and just ask God what it means to play for him and what it means to play for your family, and ask for the strength to keep that cool and to represent him well.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, we appreciate you joining us again for episode 4. We will be back next week with another podcast, but tune in to our next broadcast Tuesday evening. That's women's volleyball again here at home. And for now, we'll see you next time.
Peace.